Now that I've done my COBE matkonet, I want to be able to not only grade it using the teacher assessment tool, which I did a previous tutorial on and I'm going to link from above. I want to be able to give my students really meaningful feedback so that they're going to be able to take the information that I give them. They're going to be able to listen to the test that they did, the answers that they gave, and hear me giving feedback on exactly how they did, where they made mistakes, where they did well. I can give them feedback that they're going to be able to take afterwards and use in order to better study for the COBE exam itself. I'm going to show you how I do that. I personally use one computer with two screens. On one screen, I have the eye test with the teacher assessment tool, which is where I'm going to be listening to them from. I have the rubrics, which shows me and them how they're getting their grades. On the other screen, I have my Excel file with all of their names. Of course, the first two columns here are their names in Todot Zehut, which I've hidden. And the other side of the screen is the answer key. What I'm doing on each screen is I'm splitting the screen. I'm going to give you a tutorial for that as well. It's super simple. You do not have to do this with two screens on one computer. If you do not have two screens on one computer, but you do have a PC and the laptop, you can have the teacher assessment tool and the rubrics on the computer that you're using to record. And on the other computer, you can have the Excel file, which you can fill out while you're listening to the exam. And of course, the answer key, which you're going to be able to follow along. You have only one computer? No problem. Just put the teacher assessment tool and the rubrics on the computer and record that. Print out your Excel sheet, print out the answer key, and you're good to go. So let's see how I do this. There's a tool which is called Screencastify. It is an extension that you put on your Chrome browser. It is free. It will record up to 15 minutes, I think. More than enough for giving feedback for each student. And once you've recorded it, you save that as an MP4 file and send them the MP4 file. So I'm clicking on the Screencastify. Once I've opened it, it will ask me where I want to record. So here, because I'm using two screens, it shows me the two screens, and I have to tell it which screen I want it to record. If I'm only using one computer with one screen, it won't even give you these options. What's important to remember is to share audio. That means that it's going to be recording the test from the teacher assessment tool that your students are talking, as well as your microphone when you're giving feedback. I'm going to tell it, share this screen. Okay, so here I have my teacher assessment tool, the exam that they did, and I'm going to scroll down to the first answer and listen to it. It opens up it opens up the media player on your computer, like I showed you in the other tutorial.
Reputation in Israel is not good because many.
Okay, so I'm listening to the recording. As I'm listening to it, I'm looking at the rubrics. I can give my feedback. What I usually do is I listen to the whole recording once, which is like a minute or less, and then I listen to it again and stop at different points where I want to give feedback. As I'm doing that, on my other screen or the other computer or the piece of paper, I put in the grades. So I say, here you did really well because your answers are relevant to the topic. They show understanding of key information in the questions. It's coherently organized. You gave detailed explanations and examples to support it. You get 100. and I go through the rubric and put in the grade as I'm giving it according to the rubric. Once I've finished doing that, I go to the Screencastify tool down here and click on Stop. As soon as I stop, it's going to show me what it is that I recorded there. I can listen to it once. The default is muted. If I click on the default and unmute it opens up. I hear myself talking, I'll hear him talking. You want to be sure that you get both audios. And then I click on download. Now, if you have a YouTube channel, you want to publish it to YouTube as an unlisted link that only somebody with that link can find it, you can do that and share it with the students. If you don't have a YouTube channel and don't want to put it out there that way, this is what I'm doing, the second option. I download it to my computer. I export it as an MP4 file. It will save on my hard disk, and that is what I will rename. I'll give it the name of my student. Here I'll go in there and call it, I'll save it where I know that I want it to be. This is Joe Schmo's recording, and I'm saving it. And then I can go into WhatsApp, or I can send it as email. I could even put it on a disc on key for them if they prefer that. I send them the recording. They can listen to themselves doing the exam. They listen to me giving them feedback. They understand how they got the grade, and they use that. This is gold. This is information that they can take and work on to improve themselves so that they get the best grade possible on the COBE exam. So let me know if you've tried this and if you use it. If you have any questions, write in the comments below. If you like this video, click on subscribe, and good luck to everybody, you and your students, on the matkonet and the exams.